The first diagnosis felt like a relief. I'd gone to the clinic expecting something vague and unhelpful: stress, anxiety, lifestyle. Instead, the doctor gave me a name for what I was feeling. Something clinical, something manageable. He said it calmly, like it was a fact already settled. Nothing dangerous, he added. But we should monitor it. I nodded, grateful. Having a label made the exhaustion, the brain fog, the strange sense of detachment feel real. Valid. I started the treatment that week. It was mild. Low dose. Just to stabilize things, he said. The second diagnosis came 3 months later. He didn't announce it outright. He just adjusted the language. This is more accurate, he explained, scrolling through my chart. The original category was a bit broad. I asked what had changed. Your responses, he said. Patterns. The treatment stayed the same. That should have been my first real concern. Over the next year, my life slowly narrowed. Not dramatically. Not in a way friends noticed right away. I stopped waking up early. I stopped caring about things that used to frustrate me. I felt level, flat but functional. Whenever I brought this up, the doctor smiled reassuringly. That's stability, he said. Every visit followed the same rhythm. Vitals. A few questions. Long pauses while he typed notes I couldn't see. Then reassurance. Still within expectations. I asked once if I could see my full record. He looked up, surprised. Why would you want to? He asked. To understand what's going on, I said. He nodded slowly, like I'd said something naive. Medical records can be confusing without context, he replied. They cause unnecessary anxiety. I trusted him. You're taught to. The third diagnosis came quietly. I only noticed because the pharmacy label had changed. I mentioned it during my appointment. Oh, he said, barely glancing up. Administrative update. Same condition, different coding. Does that affect the treatment? No, he said immediately. Why would it? That night, I searched the code. It wasn't the same condition, not even close. I told myself I didn't understand medical terminology, that Google wasn't a doctor, that I was spiraling. At the next appointment, I asked directly. He listened patiently, hands folded. Diagnoses evolve, he said. Your presentation is atypical. That doesn't mean anyone made a mistake, but the treatment hasn't changed, I said. That means it's working, he replied. I left feeling embarrassed for questioning him. A few months later, my sister noticed something I hadn't. You sound rehearsed, she said during a phone call. What do you mean? Like you're reading from a script, she said. Every time I ask how you're doing. I laughed it off. After we hung up, I realized she was right. I'd started answering questions the same way every time. I'm managing. It's under control. My doctor says it's expected. They didn't feel like lies. They just didn't feel like my words. The fourth diagnosis arrived after a routine test I didn't remember agreeing to. The doctor was unusually formal that day. This classification is more comprehensive, he said. It allows us to continue care without interruption. Continue what care? I asked. He looked at me for a long moment. The care you're already receiving. Something in his tone made my stomach tighten. Am I getting worse? I asked. No, he said quickly. You're exactly where we predicted. That night, I logged into the patient portal for the first time in months. Most of my records were summarized, redacted, locked behind notices about clinician review. But one document loaded fully. It wasn't a test result. It was a report. My name was at the top. Under it, Behavioral Compliance Assessment. The language wasn't medical. It was observational. Patient demonstrates high trust in authority. Minimal resistance to protocol adjustments. Emotional flattening consistent with long-term adherence. I scrolled faster, heart pounding. There was a section titled Risk of Discontinuation. It was marked low. I closed the laptop. At my next appointment, I brought it up. He didn't deny it. Yes, he said. That document is internal. What does it mean? I asked. It means you're a good candidate, he said gently. For what? For consistent outcomes. I stood up. I want a second opinion. He nodded. That's your right, he said. But you should know, transferring care will require a full re-evaluation. Fine, I said. I want that. He typed something, then paused. You may not qualify elsewhere, he added. Why not? Because your current diagnosis allows us to continue treatment without disruption. And if I leave? He met my eyes. Then the treatment stops. I felt dizzy. You're saying I need this. I'm saying you've adapted to it, he replied. That's different. I did get a second opinion. The new doctor frowned at my file. This is unusual, she said. What is? I asked. She hesitated. There are multiple diagnoses here, she said. Some of them contradict each other. So which one is correct? She looked up. That's the problem, she said. They're all marked as provisional. None of them are finalized. What about the treatment? She scrolled. There's no clear justification for long-term use, she said slowly. Who prescribed this initially? I told her. She went quiet. I can't officially comment, she said finally. But I recommend tapering off. I followed her plan. Carefully. Slowly. The effects came sooner than expected. Not withdrawal clarity. Emotions returned in sharp, uncomfortable waves. Anger. Fear, regret. I realized how much time had passed. How many decisions I'd avoided. How agreeable I'd become. The original clinic called twice. I didn't answer. On the third call, a voicemail came through. Not from my doctor. From an administrator. We noticed a gap in your compliance, the voice said. Please contact us to avoid disruption of care. I never went back. Months later, I requested my full medical record through a formal process. It arrived in pieces. Most of the notes were there, but the assessments, the behavioral ones, were missing. Except for a single page at the end. No letterhead. No signature. Just a line of text. Subject achieved optimal manageability. Outcome. Successful. I still don't know what my real diagnosis was. I don't know if I ever needed treatment. But I do know this. No one ever told me I was being measured by how easy I was to keep. And no one warned me that the hardest symptom to notice is compliance.